guys, Kyle Wetzel here with Wolverine Engines. I wanted to make a video and talk a little bit about our dyno process when we build an engine, what we do, what we go through, how we do it, and fill you guys in on a little bit of that. So behind us we have a 427 small block Chevy built with dart block, and it should make over 500 horse. This is a real streetable combination. This isn't our big one. Full serpentine kit on the front. Running it through 1 1/8 headers. These are our dyno headers. Our dyno is a Go Power. It's 1,000 horse, or was 1,000 horse. It's heavily modified. I don't know what it'll hold now, but a lot more than 1,000 horse. Okay, so up to this point, I've gone ahead and hooked everything up. First thing we do is set the timing on the engine, and then adjust the carburetor a little bit, and we do break-in pulls. So I'll do another video that gets into depth about how we break in an engine and the steps we go through. But we like to run through 3 heat cycles, slowly heating up and cooling down the engine, expanding and contracting, wearing everything in nice and slowly. The break-ins is what's going to set the engine for the rest of its life, and we want to make sure that we don't have any premature wear and that the rings get seated in properly, and we really take our time on that part of it for sure. After that, we start doing pulls, and we slowly work our way up. We'll go 4,000 and then 5,000, watching air fuel ratio and wideband sensors, jetting the carburetor if we need to, and work our way all the way up to full pull, which we're getting ready to do now. So let's watch that. Okay, this is the screen that we look at and stuff that we're monitoring here. We're reading torque and RPM, and then we're deriving horsepower from that calculation. We're reading oil pressure, engine room temp. This is at the weather station voltage, barometric pressure, humidity, engine temp, calculating the correction factor. And then we also monitor intake air temp, which is right above the carburetor, and engine vacuum. And then we run wideband, which is up here. It's not plugged in right now, but we watch wideband up there, and that's all the stuff that we're monitoring when we're normally doing our tests. And then on the very last pull that we do before we pull it off, we check blow-by of the engine as one of our final tests to make sure the rings are seated and everything's good. Alright, so after we finish all our dyno pulls, we do a number of tests and checks on the motor, make sure it's in perfect health before it goes out the door. One of which is a blow-by test. So what we do is we put a hose in the valve cover that runs up to our blow-by meter, and we tape off the other side where the breather is, and we make a run. And we're looking for less than 5. That's pretty good on a new motor. If we get down around 2, that's really, really good. So let's see what this one does. The next test we do is to check for any oil leaks. We use a dye in the oil when we run it on the dyno. We use special glasses and a black light. Let's shut off the lights and take a look. Oh, see, here's a little leak right here. you could see, hopefully it shows up on camera, how clearly that shows up. We can see a leak really easily. This is coming from our gauge sensor that's used for our dyno. I probably just didn't put any sealant on when I put it in. Shame on me. But that's no problem. The rest of the motor looks pretty good. The next thing we do is a compression test and check the plugs out. Do plug reading and compression test on the motor. Then we do a stethoscope test, listen to any valve train noise or piston slap or any kind of noise the engine may have. The dyno's so loud that we really can't hear much, so we use a stethoscope to go around and listen everywhere to make sure there's no noises coming from the engine. I forgot to record it on the other engine, so this is a Ford FE motor that I'm listening to here. Okay, the last thing we do is cut open the oil filter and do an inspection on that. So let's do that here. Make sure there's no metal other than normal break-in. Probably should have gloves on. These things are razor sharp. So what we're looking for is big chunks of metal. There's some little metal, which is normal. Normal break-in process. So we're looking for big chunks of metal. Any gold color stuff. Anything like that. Don't see anything here, everything looks good. Ready to put another filter on it and send it out the door. Thanks for watching, guys.